Welcome everybody to the Prolonged Engagement Show. This is episode 14.
Our lucky number.
Yeah, it is 14. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Sarah.
And you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Sound Overlord.
I'm at the Dark Raven 13.
You can follow the show at TPE_show. Go to theprolongedengagement.com for all video and audio content, and go to youtube.com/theprolongedengagement show for every piece of video that we've ever done ever.
Do you want to begin this as we did our morning?
Yes. So, this morning we don't normally
we're not breakfast people.
No, we're really not. And
like that includes like eggs. We like bacon, but that's like on sandwiches.
I like to eat breakfast food for dinner.
Yeah.
So
we're less breakfasty people for in the morning.
I don't get up and eat breakfast, you know.
Yeah, I'm not hungry that early.
Normally when I get up and I'm like, "Oh, I'm actually hungry," I'll just have like a Pop-Tart or something, cuz I'm not overly hungry in the morning.
Yeah, it's something quick.
But Today we said that we wanted to go out for breakfast, and
due to my bitching,
because there's a shopping center called Potomac Yard that we go to. That's where our Target is, and PetSmart, and TJ Maxx, and things of that nature. And every day that we come back from Potomac Yard, we pass this place called the Sugar Shack.
And every time we pass it, I go, "Kyle, you passed it. You didn't stop this time." He goes, "Of course I didn't stop."
And so today we went out, and we specifically went to Sugar Shack.
And it was the best decision of our life.
It was freaking fantastic. So in our hometown of Claremont, Florida, we have this little donut shop called Donut King. And My favorite donut there is the pumpkin donut, but I can only get that, you know.
You only get the pumpkin donut in fall.
Yeah, you can only get it in the fall time. And
but we know fall's officially started when you go to Donut King and there's pumpkin donuts.
Yeah. So but my other favorite is their red velvet donut. Now the donuts at Donut King are they're called cake donuts, so they're not the normal doughy, fluffy thing on the inside. When you bite into it, it's like biting into a piece of cake. Only
better.
Only way better than eating cake. And so here at Sugar Shack, they have the same sort of thing.
They have the cake donuts. They also have the traditional yeast donuts, I guess they're called. I don't freaking know.
At any rate. But they have these, they have the cake donuts as well. And so we went in there and, you know, we're asking about, since it was our first time in there, and we're asking about things like, oh, well, you know, what are your best sellers? You know, and he goes, the guy who helped us said, oh, well, the cake donuts are my favorite. And I'm sitting going, oh, cake donuts? I was just expecting this place to be like a regular donut shop.
Yeah, we weren't expecting anything
donuts
fancy.
And things. And then when they said cake donuts, I was like, holy crap. So he said that the apple one, there's an apple cake and a blueberry cake.
They had apple and blueberry available because apparently from 7 to 9, they have this giant rush on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were almost sold out. So they were bringing out more donuts right as we were walking in, but they only had apple, blueberry.
Yeah, they were totally out of glazed donuts.
They were out of glazed.
Totally out.
I don't remember because they had a bunch of flavors. I was like, this is insane. You have a crazy amount of flavors for this tiny place.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried the red velvet and the apple because the guy was like, those are the best.
Yeah. So we bit into the apple at first and we're like, holy crap. It's really hard to explain because it wasn't too apple-y, but it wasn't too cinnamony, you know. It was like the perfect balance of, It didn't taste like an apple pie.
No, it didn't taste. It did not taste like an apple pie, but it tasted very close to that.
It was like cake that had a tiny bit of apple
And a little bit of cinnamon.
a little bit of cinnamon. It was just super
and now
good.
my mouth is watering.
It was just super, super good.
And I don't know how many people have had a cake donut before. Like, did they have them at Dunkin' Donuts?
I don't think so.
They have chocolate cake, and that's it. I know that.
Yeah,
one.
but those cake donuts.
Those cake donuts are like throw them in the trash.
They're
Get
not
out.
they're not the type of cake donuts that you'd find at Donut King or Sugar Shack.
Because the cake donut at Sugar Shack had like a crust.
Mm-hmm.
Like that sounds so weird to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a nice little crispy crust right around the entire donut. And then the actual donut itself was like soft.
Yeah, and
my
I
mouth
noticed
is, like, drooling.
at Donut King it has it to where there is a harder outside.
Yeah.
And then the inside is softer. Soft. But for some reason at Donut King the inside is homogeneous.
Yes.
So you have the harder outside, and then all of the inside is the same texture.
Yes.
Whereas it's different at Sugar Shack.
Yeah.
So
like I actually got a bite of apple.
And right. And so when you bite into it and you get the cross section of it, you know like like when
I don't even know how to explain this.
It's
just so different.
You know when you cut into a nice piece of pork or brisket, and you see that smoke ring on the outside.
Yes.
That's what it looks like on the inside of the cake donut. So you have
like the little crispy.
You have a hard outside, and then you have a little a smoke ring. Of this harder texture.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the center of it was just this gooey, soft, buttery goodness on the inside. And it was just so different.
Good.
And then so when you're chomping down on it, the mixtures and the textures in your mouth, it just makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And then we had a red velvet.
Mm-hmm.
And
now the red velvet, you could clearly see the change.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the red. It was it was the outside, and then it was a dark red, and in the middle it was like this brighter red.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh man, this is gonna feel so good when it goes in my mouth, and it was fantastic.
I love red velvet cake.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never had a red velvet cake as good as that donut.
So good.
Because if you've ever had a red velvet, you know the flavor. It's a weird flavor that's just solely to red velvet.
Mm-hmm. Kind of chocolatey.
It's like chocolatey, but it's not chocolatey, I guess. So what was really weird is that you had that flavor, and then you got a little bit of a hint of actually chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh.
It was so good. So good. And then they had Fiji water, which is really good.
Which is what we had to
drink.
drink.
Fiji water.
They actually do coffee also, which we need to try that sometime.
Yeah, they have a coffee-only line in there.
Which, while we were leaving, I was like, why would you just go in for the coffee? You should go in for both.
No.
Because it was just that good.
Yeah, those donuts were freaking out of this world.
Yeah, so if you guys ever come up to DC
or the
Alexandria area, take the time and actually go there. I was really surprised.
It's called Sugar Shack. It's on US 1.
Yeah.
It's
the only one there is.
It's on the north side of Old Town Alexandria, so it is fantastic.
Yeah.
You can follow them at Nova Donuts.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Good job.
So, let's see.
What else did we say today?
The PS Plus games, the free PS Plus games came out on Tuesday, and so I have a list of them here. Okay.
We haven't played any of them because of finals.
Says you. I played one.
You played one when you got home because it's on your PSP. I don't have a PSP.
You have a PSP?
I don't have a PS Vita.
Thank you.
No, my system is much more better.
What one?
It's not really stupid.
Which one?
Much better.
Which one?
My DS.
Your DS?
3DS.
No, I'm going to say PS Vita is better than the DS.
3DS.
I'm going to say PS Vita is better than the 3DS, too.
I like my 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
I can play Animal Crossing.
Try playing Killzone Mercenary on a 3DS. You'll kill it.
I don't like those type of games.
Well, then maybe you should go somewhere else. Okay, so free PS Plus games for May are Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition, only for PS4. There's Ether 1 for PS4. The Unfinished Swan, that's PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. Race the Sun, PS4, PS3, PS Vita. Ho Hokum, PS4, PS3, PS Vita.
I want to play Ho Hokum.
And Murasaki Baby for PS Vita.
Wait, what the hell is that one about?
It's a puzzle game with an eerie atmosphere, and players guide a baby through a nightmarish landscape in search of home. It's cute and also weird.
Can we play that one?
Yeah, it's only on PS Vita, and you said that it sucked, so maybe you shouldn't be allowed to play it.
I love you.
That's all I have to say.
I love you.
So the one that I wanted to talk about, that when I was looking at Ryan Clemence's read through of it, I was looking at the gameplay and I'm like, wow, that looks really kind of cool. And then Clemence said that it was this relaxing yet stimulating ride. I'm like, what? It just sounded really, really weird to me. And then so I downloaded it on my Vita. I could have downloaded it on a PS4 or PS3.
Then why did you download on the PS4 so I can play?
Because I wanted to play it on my Vita. That's why.
Okay.
And so it's the same game. So
okay.
I wonder if it does if it's a cross save. I wonder if I could do cross save and then I can just play it on PS4 and play it on PS Vita and be all good like that. But let me read the description that it has on here. This minimalist racing game forces you to compete against the setting sun in what is both a deeply calming and nail-biting session. That may sound like a contradiction, but it's true. So that is what Ryan Clemence had said. Now, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a calming and nail-biting situation. So the game is it's monochromatic. So it's whites and grays.
Mm-hmm.
You have a yellow sun, of course. And then there's a few colors here and there for power-ups. But everything is pretty much gray.
Between the white and the grays.
Uh-huh. The power-ups you pick up, there's one that's yellow, one that's green, and then there are these pickups that are blue. So the first thing that you have are your pickups that are blue, and then later on I progressed a few levels, and I pick up a yellow one, which is to where it puts the sun higher in the sky, and then the green one allows you to jump. So the idea is that you have a solar-powered ship that is racing against the setting sun. That's so cool.
It sounds very strange in my head.
And so the levels are they've got different shapes and things. There's tall towers, there's tiny little cubes, there's round spheres, there's triangles and everything else, and you have to maneuver your way around them. And then there's also points like there's ramps. So like you can launch off of a ramp and land on the top of one of the longer, rectangular prism things.
Yep.
And then there's one part where it was a ramp, get onto one, and then a ramp off of that, and then so I flew over like to the side, landed on another one. I got more power ups. It was way cool. But it's really hard to explain, I think. The best way I could think about it was exactly what they say. It's a calming and nail-biting experience. I found it calming that because the
So
whole
it's not calming like Minecraft.
no, it's smooth. So and then the music behind it is very soothing, and the gameplay itself is very smooth when you're going, left and right, and you see everything flying past you, and it's like, oh, it like kind of transports you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the nail biting part of it is at any point you can die. So, everything is flying past you, yes, and then you fly and you're like, oh crap, that was close. And it's like it's kind of like that. And I was just saying, how it was a very unique experience. Very unique experience. And if you have a PS Plus, go ahead and go download it because it's really good. I like it.
Okay.
I've yet to play any of the other ones on there, but
Okay.
Hohokam has gotten great
reviews.
Yeah, and
that's why I've always wanted to play it.
It's lots of people say great things about it, but I just haven't played it. So
okay.
But
this is gonna be a short episode.
Murasaki Baby, that's one's supposed to be really good, but that one's for Vita.
I feel like this is gonna be a short episode.
It says you. You wanna know why it's not gonna be a short episode?
Why?
Because Vita's better. So
Vita?
Why is your 3DS better than my Vita? That's all I have to say.
It has Animal Crossing.
That doesn't say anything for me.
Not for you, but for me. I love Animal Crossing. I don't think it's better. It's just a different console for a different type of person.
Yeah, and I have a 3DS as well, but the only reason that
you
I
played
bought
for
it...
Pokemon.
I bought it for Pokemon. Straight up. I will not... No bones about it. I bought it for Pokemon.
But I bought mine for Luigi's Mansion 2, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. But see, the problem with... There's... Oh, you know what? I wonder if they fixed that with the new 3DS.
Which
because it has that little C stick on the side
They
there.
fixed it. They fixed a lot.
No. I mean, I wonder if you can control Luigi, his poltergust, better.
Yes.
You can? They actually added
They added that.
They patched
feature.
it?
They added that feature.
Oh, man, that'd be so good.
Which would... you have no idea. I get so annoyed when I'm playing that game.
You have to use the ABXY in order to
do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second.
You have to do the first person shooter on PSP thing.
Which it drives me insane. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. I love it as a game. It's a good game. Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, is a fantastic game.
Is it called Luigi's Mansion 2, actually? Is it just called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon?
It's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Okay.
It's technically not a sequel.
How?
It's just a continuation.
Isn't that what a sequel is?
I don't know. They say it's not. They're like, this is not a sequel to Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how many times I've read that. They're like, this is not Luigi's Mansion 2. Can you fix her ear? Thank you. But basically, it's very similar to Luigi's Mansion, where you have to get rid of the ghosts and whatever. But it's not about finding Mario.
Okay.
You're not looking for Mario. You're looking for these pieces of what's called the Dark Moon. Mm-hmm. That is supposed to bring back stability.
Okay.
Because before the Dark Moon broke by the booze.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking booze.
I like booze.
I like booze, but it drives me nuts in this game because you get hit by a boo and they kill you immediately. Did I miss something?
I was talking about like Maker's Mark.
Oh.
And Bacardi Limon.
Oh,
I like
booze,
Limon.
not booze. But the way they changed that really bugs me. They changed the boo mechanic a lot.
Care to explain?
In the original game, so you know how if you looked at a boo, they hid their face and they disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
No, now they charge you.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
It makes me so mad because, like, I'll be like, I can make you go away for a second so I can fight this other ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and he charges and hits me. I'm like, no, that's not how a boo works.
It's unfortunate.
So they changed that mechanic to make them a lot tougher. But now I can but if I have the flashlight out, I can use the flashlight, hit them with the flashlight, and then they'll freeze, and then I can start using the poltergust.
So it's the same thing. You just
basically
flash them with the flashlight.
They just don't hide anymore.
Mm.
They're now much more aggressive.
I don't even remember Luigi's Mansion on GameCube anymore.
I
I played it a long time ago, and I remember that it was stupidly hard.
The ending boss we never finished the boss.
Right. That's because, you take it like there's somebody in the Bowser suit, right?
It's King Boo.
Yeah, King Boo is in the Bowser suit,
Mm-hmm.
and then so the Bowser's head comes off, and as you're trying to defeat King Boo, you get Bowser's head floating and shooting fire
the shit
at
out of
you.
you.
It's just like, oh my god! I bet you if I went back and played it,
I think we could do it.
I think I could do it. Just because I am,
You're much better now at video games.
Well, yeah, and not just that, is that like the games that I used to play that I thought were super hard are no longer hard anymore.
Yeah.
Like when I played through Sonic Adventure and beat Perfect Chaos in literally like one go.
Yeah,
yeah.
But so the storyline is and they've added new characters to it that make it difficult. So there's a dog. There's a dog spirit who
But you love puppies.
I love doggies, but this dog spirit makes me so angry. Like, he's so super cute because he's all white, and you're just like, I want to play with you, and then he eats a key that you need desperately to get into the next room, and he runs off, and so you have to go off and chase this dog spirit through it, and then you have other spirits coming and attacking you, and you're like, no, I'm just trying to follow the dog to get my key back.
Oh, goodness.
And so it's a little bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they did patch it so that you have more control with the C-stick, which is another reason why I want to get that. That and plus Majora's Mask.
The other thing I wanted to get the new 3DS for was the 3D.
The new 3D.
The face tracking on there.
Would have been so much better.
It does work because we went to
Target.
Best Buy or Target or something like that, and I turned that thing side to side, and it was tracking my face and moving the 3D with it.
It
I was
worked.
like, fantastic.
Yes, but I want it for Majora's Mask.
Because sometimes with my eyes, I swear to God that my eyes are different. Like I think that one is actually like further into my face than the other. Because
But you have 20/20 vision, babe.
That doesn't matter at all. What I'm saying
You
is
always
that
shove that in my face.
well, I do. I have 20/20 vision. That's what they told me.
And you're diabetic.
And but the 3D all has to do with focal length.
Yes.
So I honestly believe that like one of my eyes are further into my head than my other one, and I think that and it works, and I think it's fine for normal vision because my eyes have grown to counteract each other.
Oh yeah.
But when you're looking at something and you have to keep it this far away from your face, if I move it too far away, I lose the 3D completely. Yeah. And that might not be that, I have different, like that, where my eyes are, different. Maybe it's just they're too far apart this way or too close together. I have no idea exactly how that works.
You have to remember the facial construction that they used to build that off of.
Yeah, and so if I move it out of a certain field, I will lose the 3D completely.
Which is why I rarely use the 3D. Which sucks.
But see, I'm not playing games that cause me to really have to move too much. I'm playing Pokemon, So,
so
I
you
can keep mine on most of the time because it doesn't make it. But when I was playing that damn Me Force little thing,
Yeah.
Where I'm moving around a lot and stuff like that, I was losing that 3D a lot, and I just went ahead and shut it off.
That's why I turned it off, because of like Luigi's Mansion, Link Between Worlds.
You turn the 3D off for Link Between Worlds?
It's because I'm moving so much. And it sucks because I love the 3D on it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so gorgeous with that game.
Yeah. As does every game on there.
Yeah, and with Animal Crossing.
Nintendo does
like
a
Animal
really,
Crossing,
really good
I can
job.
turn it back on with.
Yeah.
Because it's Animal Crossing. And I'm sorry, if you guys don't know the premise of Animal Crossing, where have you been?
There
your
is
whole
no
life?
premise?
There is no premise. You move into a town that, again, it's because I love animals, and I like making best friends with all these animals. I have a deer in my city now.
I am.
Her name is Fuchsia. I've been trying to be best friends with her.
I had was it Animal Crossing?
Wild World, probably.
Was that the one for DS? What's the one right now?
New Leaf.
New Leaf, that's it. So it was Animal Crossing for GameCube.
Animal
and then
Crossing.
It came out with Wild World for the DS. City Folk for Wii.
Wii, yeah.
And then New Leaf for the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to make one for Wii U.
I want one so badly. Like the minute I hear that comes out, I am pre-ordering it. I want all the special stuff with it. Animal Crossing, I love.
And I'd love to see Animal Crossing in a 1080p.
Oh, it would look gorgeous.
I was really impressed with Pikmin 3 when they came out with that, and I was just like, holy crap, this is Pikmin?
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with what Nintendo has been able to do with the Wii U, and the 3DS for that matter. And I think that it's because they pretty much have said that they don't care about their install base.
English.
It's they don't care what people are going to like and what they're not going to like. They're just going to make whatever they want. But it's oddly worked for them. I think that Nintendo knows what their niche is, and I think that they're working towards it very, very well.
Yeah.
Now there's still a few things that I can complain about where I'm like, this isn't good, and they should have listened to their people on that. But other than that, I don't feel that it's a problem.
Like Pikmin.
Yeah. Well, the
bosses are so stupidly hard.
There's just a thing about the Wii U itself with, the online components and the store and things like that. They're not even as good as it was with. They're not even as good as the integration was on Xbox 360 and PS3. And that was last gen. They had...
I feel like
they had all the time in the world to fix those types of things, and they just didn't.
I feel like it's because they have never been an online system.
I also think that it's because they like to sell hardware.
Yes. Because my little Wii U over there is pretty badass. I'm sorry. I like it.
I like it too, and I like the games that I have on it. Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros. Wii U,
Pikmin 3.
And Super Mario 3D World, and things of that nature. But
I'm waiting for my Animal Crossing.
It'll come. I'm telling you, it'll come.
I didn't explain.
The Wii U's actually taken off. More people have
really gone with the Wii U. I've noticed.
No.
A lot of people.
Not people have gone with the Wii U.
No, but like.
They have added it to their already PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because
of the nostalgia factor. You can buy on the Wii U old games.
I can get...
F-Zero.
Well, I can get Metroid Fusion, the old GBA game. I can get that and play it on the gamepad.
Yeah.
Now, I think that would be totally awful because I don't like the gamepad as a controller.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right.
I like it.
It oddly worked well for Wind Waker. I got used to it.
Well,
I got used to it for Wind Waker.
It works very well in Pikmin.
Mm-hmm.
Because Pikmin, it uses the map.
Mm-hmm.
What else does it work very well in?
But if you're trying to play Smash with that thing, just forget it.
I can't look at it.
Yeah.
'Cause I like it in my hands. It feels better.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the size of it for me.
The Pro Controller, though.
The Pro
That's
Controller
where
is
it's at.
fantastic. I'm not saying anything bad against it, but I just like how it feels in my hands. If that makes
Mhm.
any sense.
No. It does.
But
But no controller on the face of the planet
works
feels
for the
better.
PS4.
Feels better in your hands than that DualShock 4.
Oh, I love that.
It is just perfect.
But going back, I was talking about Animal Crossing.
I don't want to talk about Animal Crossing. I want to talk about the GameCube controller now. Go back to Animal Crossing.
Okay, because so original Animal Crossing, you move to this town, and you get a loan,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to pay it off, and it's like, I know that sounds like it's a horrible game. Like, in your head, that sounds like such a horrible game where you have to get a loan to pay off your house.
Mm-hmm. What's that song? It's My Name's Tom Nook and I own this bitch. There's
Let's play
one
Animal Crossing.
there is a it's really a
It's a life simulator.
It's a monopsony simulator is what it is. So imagine that you're going back to imagine that you're a coal miner.
Yeah. It's very similar to that.
Imagine that you're a coal miner in the early 1900s and you can only buy stuff that Tom Nook decides to buy, and he also owns your ass.
Yes.
So you get paid by him, and yet you have to buy all your stuff from him.
No, you don't get paid by him. You have to sell him stuff to get money, and then you have to use your money to buy furniture from him.
Yeah.
So it's
he's a single point buyer and seller, which is the
that was the original,
which is the definition of monopsony, which is what they used in
it got a little bit better
in the coal mines.
It got a little bit better in New Leaf, where they introduced the recycling shop.
What's that?
So what happens that they're llamas or alpacas or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell the difference between those two. But it's a husband and wife.
It's so racist. You know, alpacas and llamas are not
they're very
the same
different.
species.
I know they're different.
Okay, and you need to respect that.
Can I just talk?
No.
Please?
No, we need to dive into this. Why are you
I
so
can't
alpaca llama racist?
I can't tell the difference because, like, I read one
This is
website.
going to put a severe strain on our relationship with you being so
Fuck,
racist
Kyle.
against these
I'm
alpacas.
trying to fucking talk here.
I mean, alpacas spit, llamas spit, two different things, okay?
Fuck, I'm
They
trying
both
to talk.
have long necks. You know,
Can I
totally
please?
different.
Can I please? Well, the recycling shop is where other neighbors can put their goods up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So say if they get a new couch from Tom fucking Nook and they don't want their old couch, they can put it in the recycling shop and you can buy it.
Oh. But it's not like our couch that we bought that's falling apart.
Yeah. No. The couch the stuff that you actually can buy there is they actually have a guy you can watch him, like he's in the shop and it's the husband and he's over there and he is fixing stuff.
Is it an alpaca husband?
I don't.
What if it's a alpaca husband and a llama wife, and then they have a child that's called an alpaca llama.
Alpaca llama.
Alpaca llama.
Animal Crossing.
Let's play Animal
Crossing
Crossing.
now.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody! I'll
But
show you how.
That's I had I saw you play the one on the GameCube, you know, but
They're alpacas.
they're alpacas.
They're alpacas.
Okay. But
I didn't. I wasn't. Sure.
I had Animal Crossing for the DS.
Yeah.
Now I kind of got it because you kind of forced me into it.
Because I wanted to visit your town.
I wasn't really all that into it. And even when I played it, I wasn't really all that into it. It's just not my thing.
Because it's not okay. So yeah, there's the
See, and I used to like games like The Sims too, but I'm totally over that too. I played the shit out of Sims 2. Sims 3 came around, I was like, I don't want to play that anymore. It was just, I had lost all interest in it. I just see like Animal Crossing kind of like The Sims in that regard.
But yeah. So they fixed that a little bit, except for when you move in. I did not realize this.
Mm-hmm.
So you move into the town, and because I just moved in 3 new characters, so I could get the looks I wanted in my game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went through the beginning of it.
Wait a minute, you pulled in these animals?
No, not animals.
You what?
You know how you can move in multiple people?
Uh-huh.
So I looked up a cheat sheet to get the looks I wanted for for those characters. For the human characters.
So you genetically modified your
I did not genetically modify my own character
by pulling in these different animals into your town?
No.
I don't understand.
I just got the looks I wanted for my humans.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I went through the moving in process.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had completely forgotten about this. But when you, Timmy and Tommy, the 2 Nook boys, they sell stuff to the recycling shop.
See?
So
Tom
when
Nook
you sell,
owns the whole thing.
When you sell it to like them, if you were to sell to them, because they only give you half of what it's worth.
Why?
Because they can. But you can go to the recycling shop
My
and
dad's
get one.
Tom Nook gonna own his bitch, motherfucker.
Basically, and you can go to the alpacas and get 1.5 times what it's worth.
And
so you get more.
I don't understand.
I said that incorrectly, didn't I?
Okay, so you sell it to the alpacas and they give you 1.5
times its worth.
Okay. So you initially bought it for 500 bells and now it's worth 250.
You get No. If I bought it for 500 from Tom Nook, sell it to the alpacas, I get 550 back.
No way.
Yeah.
No. 1.5 out of 500 would be 750.
I don't
bells
know.
back. That's what you would get.
Oh. But you get
That
what I
was
mean.
1.5.
You get what I mean, right?
But they give you more money than it's worth?
They give you money what's not than what it's worth, but like you get your money back.
So confusing. If I buy it from Tom Nook for 500, how much can I get for it at the alpacas?
550.
Why do I get more money?
I don't know. But if I were to sell it back to Tom Nook, I get half of it.
Okay.
So I only get 250.
So in other words, smart businessman Tom Nook, stupid businessman alpaca.
Alpacas.
So good at business Tom Nook, bad at business alpacas.
Yes.
Okay. You do know that the alpacas are going to die of starvation soon if they keep that up. Good job, Nintendo. You're killing the alpacas. You're killing them.
But you can also put some.
They're
stuff
now
up.
the alpaca racists.
You can now put stuff up for like flea sale or like a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put stuff up like there and put your own price.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that a lot of times, like, and hike the price up because I needed the extra money just to pay off my house bill. So, like, I put a T-shirt up for, like, I bought it for $60.
Yeah.
I put it up for $250, and someone fucking bought it.
That's just evil. Why are you so evil?
I needed that extra money to pay off my house.
See, that's my biggest thing with Animal Crossing is that Tom Nook owns your balls.
He really does, but I like it.
I
like it because you get the animals, you can fish, you can hunt for fossils.
So you have to. The only person that you can get the loan from is Tom Nook to buy your house.
Who now owns a mortgage place.
Yeah. So you get it from Tom Nook, and then if you ever want to expand your home, there's no way that even if you had like 1 million bells in the bank, you can't just pay off that.
You can.
You can?
Yeah.
All right.
what happens? So
anyway, but
so you get
even if you want to make your house bigger, you have to go through Tom Nook
you go through
and
Tom
mortgage
Nook.
it again just
Yep.
to get your damn expansion.
You get your you pay for your expansion. So if I did have the money for it, like outright, I could go to the bank and pay it off.
Oh, okay.
They fixed that too.
All right. Well, it wasn't that way in Wild World.
Oh no, it was not. You had to pay it in increments, which would make me want to strangle Tom Nook.
Yeah, and then so he wouldn't take more, even if you had like, if
Even
your
if
whole
you had
balance
it.
was 4,000 bells and you had 5,000 bells, you could be like, oh, I have enough to pay off my loan, and then Tom Nook is like, no, I'm going to force the interest on you by making you pay it off in segments, in increments, and then I'm just gonna, it was like, no. It cost 4,000. It's like, now I'm going to end up paying $6,000 for this because of the interest, even though I had the money to begin with.
Yeah.
You're a dick, Tom Nook. Go fuck yourself.
There isn't any interest anymore either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is wonderful.
It's not like real world, but neither is buying things from alpacas.
No.
So.
Yeah. You don't have an alpaca who will fix your bed up to make it look all pretty.
Tom Nook is a dick. Hate that guy.
No, like, I got a basement in my new leaf. And so it was like 400 something thousand.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm like actually putting money in the bank to pay for it. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. I'm going to pay it off. And I'm like making sure that I was, I don't even remember why I checked if there was interest, and there was. And I was like, yes, there's no interest. Okay.
That's good. But
yes, do you want to go to the actual topic we were supposed to talk about?
I was going to talk about. I like this Animal Crossing thing. I was going to talk about memory cards.
I thought we were going to talk about something else.
Well, you've got me on this thing, so I'm going to continue to talk.
Okay.
So
we'll talk about it then in a bit.
I found it funny that with in the GameCube era, so we had GameCube, PS2, Xbox. We had those things called memory cards. And I remember that Animal Crossing, when you bought Animal Crossing, they actually gave you a memory card because it took up something like
52 blocks.
Yeah, 52 blocks. And
oh no, I remember that number exactly. Because that was how many blocks was on this memory card.
Yeah, it was a 52 block memory card. So you'd use that memory card only for Animal Crossing.
Yep.
They gave you a little Animal Crossing sticker to put on the outside of the memory stick. That was fucking cool. I really liked that.
I did.
My memory cards are still sitting in my Wii in Claremont.
I still have our memory cards.
Still have them all because they've got hundreds of games on them. So other than that controller was fantastic too.
That was one of my. I think that was my favorite controller.
And I'm gonna have to. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's my favorite. Because it doesn't work for every game.
No.
But for Nintendo games.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
And at the point and at the time, I wasn't playing the games that I play now on GameCube.
Yeah. So,
no first person shooters in that.
We tried a first person shooter on the GameCube.
But that mechanic wasn't really the
meant for the GameCube.
I mean, that generation wasn't about.
No.
First-person shooters really came
in the 2000s.
In
late 2000s.
Xbox 360, PS3 era. That's when they got really heavy, and I think that's where the Wii kind of fell off. Is because there was no real support for anything like that.
You couldn't do something like that.
And not
with
to mention,
Wii U.
the Wii was significantly underpowered compared to the other two systems. Just couldn't run it, oh, okay. Well, somebody's.
No, we're gonna get the thing probably taken off today.
What What thing taken
The
off
screen.
today? They have to do that from the outside.
Oh, they're coming.
No, the clips were taken off yesterday,
Oh,
and then so
okay.
they'll just take the screen off. They'll take the screen off when they come up the building.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it'll work. They just had to undo the clips from the inside of the apartment.
Why?
That's just the way the windows are.
Okay.
I don't know. We're getting our windows washed here. This next coming.
So that's
week.
what we're talking about.
So that's what we're talking about. I heard stuff outside the door. I thought that like I thought like maintenance was here, but they're not.
Yeah.
We're getting our windows washed, so yeah, they had to come into our apartment yesterday and like take these plastic clips off of the screen so that they could take the screens off and wash the windows and such. So, at any rate, but the GameCube controller though, the feel of that thing was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I still say like I wish that I had one of those to play Smash with. Because you cannot beat the GameCube controller to play Smash.
No.
And you really can't beat it. You can't beat it when you're playing Mario Kart either. It was the perfect controller for all of those games. And the games that I was playing on there, I mean, of the favorite ones that I can think of from the GameCube, I think Smash Melee.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yes.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
No.
I love Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and you just shut up. You shut up. That game was amazing.
I sucked at that game.
It was amazing. It was made by Sonic Team, the people that gave us Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
I sucked at that game.
It was fantastic. I loved it.
I sucked at that game.
Like
I like that you got cute little animals, and that's why I allowed you to play it. I just was so bad at it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that you were. And then of course there was Sonic Adventure DX, so we played on it. That worked well for it too, and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah. Alfie.
And I mean,
Come here.
those are the main ones that I think about when I think the GameCube, and then also Zelda Wind Waker, and it worked perfectly for that system at all. Except for one thing.
Kirby Air Ride.
Oh, Kirby Air Ride as well. I forgot about that one.
I was addicted to that
I
game.
actually like the controls for Wind Waker on the Wii U better than I do for the...
I think it just works better. Because you have your screen right there. You have your inventory right there.
Well, I mean, that works significantly better just because you have all your items there and you can just drag and drop it into the... But... The
way you aim and shit.
I remember that when that mechanic I don't like on the Wii U where you have to move the...
You don't have to.
I know you don't have to, but if you're... Okay, what I'm saying is when you play Zelda, when you play Wind Waker on the Wii U, the gamepad actually has an accelerometer on the inside of it. So when you go to like throw your grappling hook or shoot an arrow, you can actually move the gamepad, and you can aim by moving the gamepad.
Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. I just don't like it.
I hate it because it doesn't work right. But if you can aim by using the right stick on the gamepad, but if you move the gamepad while you're moving the right stick, it moves.
And I'm just like, no.
So it doesn't like give you the option of doing either or. It's both at the same time, and that's what I don't like about it. So I ended up just using the
you got really
accelerometer controls just because there was no other way. There was no other way around it.
No, but you got really good at that.
Because I learned how stupid it was. So I learned its stupidness and got it to work well. Yeah. But like that sort of thing, you never even got the I
just had an idea.
How did you use the C stick to aim on the GameCube?
No.
That
was camera.
How did you aim?
I don't remember anymore. Because you had to go into it.
But you could move left and right.
I don't remember that at all.
Let's see.
She wanted to sit on the chair.
I'm
by
pretty
herself.
sure you could still move left and right when you were gonna shoot an arrow. You could move left and right,
I
and
don't
frontwards
remember
and
that.
backwards. I'm pretty sure you could. Maybe you couldn't. If anyone out there, post in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. But I'm pretty sure that you could move, which would make the C stick your only way of aiming that thing.
Which I don't remember that.
Which does not make any sense.
Because that was camera.
Does not make any sense to me. Okay. At any rate,
You want to talk about what we were supposed to talk about?
hell no. I'm not talking about it at all.
Do you want me to
What
start?
were you going to talk about?
Okay. As many of you know, I'm going to take this in a little bit of a heavier way today. Kyle and I have been together for 10 years. Most people think...
Holy shit. Are you serious?
Fuck you. Stop being a sarcastic asshole.
Man, that's so long.
Stop being a sarcastic asshole.
So long.
But most people who are together as long as we are already married.
I'm just having a hard time believing that.
Kyle, you're being a sarcastic asshole again.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, not.
Yes, you are.
Speak.
Okay. So we've been together for a very long time. And most of the time, like, if we meet someone new, and we explain how we've been together for so long, our first question always is, when are you guys getting married?
That's because we're engaged. And we normally just say that, this is my fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, when are you getting married?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the question we get. And so over the past 10 years, we have been on and off wedding planning because we decide, okay, we're going to get married this year.
Well, the first time that it was actually serious was last year.
Yeah.
It was because I was on
both
the
had jobs.
I had the beaties, and so I couldn't lose my insurance, and if we were to get married, that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah, we would have both lost our insurance.
However, with a good old Obamacare, that was actually taken out of the the stipulations.
Yeah.
They said that a child under an offspring under the age of 26 would be covered under the insurance under the parents' insurance, regardless of their marital status, and that went into full effect in the beginning of 2014.
Yeah.
So we were actually sitting there going, oh well, damn.
We can actually get married.
We could actually do this now. And it was more of a thing if we had lost the insurance, the supplies that I use in order to stay alive it's close to $800 a month, and that's just insane. And that's not even putting into account like my doctor's appointments that I have to do and things that it would just the costs would be too much to handle.
Mm-hmm.
And so that there's just no way that could have been done without insurance. So at that point we say, oh well, we'll just we'll get to it and we'll see if we can
actually do this.
And our idea was that we were going to get married last October.
Yep.
And then so like you had already picked out a dress and
yeah.
And things of that nature, and we had pretty much picked a venue.
Yeah, we found our venue.
Like had everything, pretty much ready to go. And then August rolls around and you get,
I got my acceptance.
Yeah. So we kind of went from because you'd gotten accepted for the fall.
Yeah,
actually.
I actually got accepted for the fall of 2014 to come up here to go to GW.
But by the time that you had gotten your acceptance, it was like, I think it was something like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would have only had
classes
3 weeks for start.
And that was just that was just not enough time to get
apartment.
And at that point too, it wasn't even going to be where I was going to be up here. I was going to stay at UCF and finish.
Yeah. You were planning to stay there.
Planning to finish because I was going to say, it would. The whole idea was that you would defer until the spring, like you did.
Yeah.
And then you would go for the spring semester. You could come home for the summer, and then I think I had worked it out to where we would both go in the fall.
Yes.
Or I would be graduated or something.
Yeah, you could come. You could join me.
But things inevitably fall apart.
Yeah, they really did.
It was where the classes that I was taking. I was in computer engineering at UCF, and I'm in computer science up here at Mason. I was going to switch my major at UCF anyway, because computer engineering is based, and I was not told this at the beginning, or it was not even a thing. They said, they were like, "Oh, well, what major are you going to do?" And I'm like, "Computer engineering." The guy was like, "Good for you." Like, he didn't tell me anything about, what it was, or UCF's a piece of shit when it comes to the computer department.
Because remember, that even happened to me in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to do psychology. Oh, so do you want to do clinical, IO, whatever? And I was like, I really don't know.
The people there, they just don't help you at all.
No, and they were just like,
when it comes to picking your
and so they were just like, oh, then just take these classes.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of threw a schedule at me.
And it's the only people that get out of there with, the thing that they actually want to do is they've actually looked into it.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to look into it yourself, because they're not going to help you there.
No. Which led to a lot of fights, a lot of arguments there.
But
a lot of me having to go back and forth to the side building, trying to say no. I decided on forensic.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Well, we can't help you here."
But computer engineering,
and they were even worse with you.
Computer engineering is actually hardware based, so it's computer hardware based, and computer science is software based. And when I had gone into the field, I said, I was under the impression that computer science was theory based, and computer engineering was the other one.
Actually, software and such.
Yeah, it was actually doing software and hardware and things of that nature. So I said, oh well, I'll just do that. And it's even in and there are some places in the field actually that see, when you look at computer engineering, they think of software.
Yeah.
Some companies actually still believe that.
Not many anymore.
Not like Google or Apple. They understand, but there are some smaller companies, and ones that just don't understand about it. But so when I looked into it, and I finally figured out that computer science was software and computer engineering was hardware. I finally figured that out from one of my professors, actually.
Yeah.
His name was Chan, and the dude was just smart as hell. And he really knew his stuff, but the problem with hardware was electrical engineering.
Yeah.
And half of computer engineering is electrical. And for some reason, it would not jive with me. None of that jived.
You have to have a very specific type of brain to understand that.
Yeah, and my friend Joey, he's got it. That dude's got it. He's the guy that I worked with at 3X. He was the other intern that I worked with. And he's an electrical. He's going for electrical engineering. That dude freaking knows his electrical engineering stuff.
But he probably can't code.
He can code. He just doesn't always understand it as well as I can.
Yeah.
Because my brain works in code, and his works in electricity.
It's just like how.
But he doesn't want to code for a living.
Yeah, he wants to build.
You know, he wants to fabricate power systems. So
go for
it, because
dude, go for
that
it.
dude would be fantastic at that. And when it came to the electrical parts of our job, he was
the person that you could give it to.
He was great.
Yeah.
And so but it just, for some reason, electrical was not jiving in my brain. I could not wrap my head around it, and I never thought that it actually worked. When I was in the electronics lab, I would do the math, and it would come out one way. I do the simulation on the computer, it comes out a different way.
And then
I
real life.
build it. I actually build the circuit, and it comes out a different way. When something like that comes out differently every single time, depending on what components you're using and things like that, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to leave it to the electrical engineers, and I'm going to go code something. I was totally done with it. And I flat out failed electronics. Yeah. So the electrical courses it was first it was electrical networks, and then it was networks and systems, and then it was electronics.
Yeah.
I could have gotten through the program with D's in those classes.
Yeah.
I got a C in electrical networks. Well, I first failed electrical networks.
Yeah, you had to retake it. I
had to retake it and ended up getting a C. I took networks and systems with Chan, who told me, hardware versus software. And then I said, well, I'm so far into it, I have to finish this. So I went ahead and I took electronics. And I straight up got an F in that class.
Yeah.
Straight up got an F. And not to say that I wasn't trying, because I was busting my ass trying to figure. I was studying with Joey to try and figure out this thing. Like, dude, you got to help me, trying to understand this. And it was not working.
Yeah.
And so I had to end up changing my major.
Yeah.
And so that would have taken me.
It would have set you back again.
It would have set me back at UCF a long time.
So that was part of the reason why.
So it was just
better to come up here.
Yeah, it was better to come up here.
But due to the fact of me coming up here, we had to postpone the wedding.
Yeah. So it
for
just
however much time.
And we just don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So. I mean, you know how I feel about the whole thing. I would just as soon go down to the courthouse and screw a wedding and stuff. But you don't want. So.
I want the wedding.
Yeah.
I want the big pretty dress and everything.
I know.
But yeah, I remember when I decided I wanted to go with forensic due to a professor at UCF who, oh God, I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was my history of psychology professor. No. Chestnut?
No.
Who was it then?
It was the guy that taught you physiology. That's
right. Yeah, he told me about it.
Because you went into his office and
to ask him a question.
It was
the day of the shooter.
Yeah. UCF had this shooter that came into one of the dorm rooms and just shot up the place. And you had gone to his office for something that day.
Yeah. And he had already known.
The police were in his.
He had been a former FBI agent. He had worked with the police.
Yeah, he had done forensic psychology. He did forensic
psychology before it was actually a field. And I had talked to this professor before, and he had known the way my brain works.
And so he asked you, he said, Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah.
And Sarah just straight up, diagnosed his ass.
Yeah.
This shooter.
I thought of cultural stuff and everything. Just my brain, the way it works.
And the professor just looked at the cop was dumbfounded, right?
Yeah. Because
there was actually police in the
office with him.
In the office with him. Actually, going to him for help on the matter.
Yeah. Because the student had done it out of the blue. Mm-hmm. It had crushed people. And I remember saying, well, culturally, if he had been Arabic or something like that, this could have caused him severe depression and just going on and on and on. And the police officer's mouth went plop.
And and the professor said, you heard the girl.
Oh, yeah. And then he explained to me, he's like, I was an FBI agent. I worked in the field of forensic psychology, which isn't really even a field quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you probably won't find a school with it. That's what he told me flat out. He's like, you won't find a school with it. But if you look for police type of criminal justice stuff, you can probably get a kind of a degree with it. I said, okay. And I started my research, and there's only 2 schools in the country currently.
Yeah. GW is one of them.
Yeah, GW, which is the one I went with, and Arizona.
University of Arizona.
Many people know why I didn't go there.
There wouldn't be a chance in hell we'd be going to Arizona. So
yeah, I'm too heat sensitive. It would have killed me.
Oh, it would have killed you. Yeah. Yeah.
The couple hour visit with my uncle there almost killed me.
Bad.
I'm highly heat sensitive, to anyone who doesn't know. I don't do well with the heat.
Even though you lived in Florida.
Yeah, I lived in Florida for 23 years, and I can't do the heat because it makes me so sick.
You just can't. You can't be out there for too long.
Yeah.
It does bad things. But that was because you had, that was brought on by your heat exhaustions that you had at Universal when you worked there. So you wouldn't have been that way if that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
But it just changed your
chemistry
makeup.
in the brain.
Yeah, just changed your chemistry, and now you can't do it.
I can't do it anymore. And so came up here to GW, and the minute I stepped on the campus, I said, "This is where I need to be."
Mm-hmm.
And I did my first interview with Dr. Cooter.
Well, he told you had come before you even applied.
To get my interview done.
You didn't come up here to get
I didn't even come to do
done.
an interview. Like, that wasn't even why I came up
when
here.
you came up here and you met with him, he said, you don't need an interview.
Yeah.
He said, just apply and get your GRE done and you're fine.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
So.
And this became my dream.
So.
And
that's what happened.
Yeah.
You applied.
I applied.
Put your GRE in and you were in.
I'm here.
So.
Because as Kyle says, he can code. He thinks in code. I think in scientific fact and factors.
There was I tell you all the time, there was not a single psychology track that is better for you than this, because this is what you were built for.
Yeah.
So I fully believe that.
Yeah. I think in factors and traits and how does X and Y come together to create this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you have to think when you're in this field.
Very true.
My phone keeps going off.
All right.
How long has this been?
It's time to go.
Okay.
Got to wrap it up. Okay?
Yep. We got to think of a name for this one. I'm thinking Sugar Shack.
I don't know. We'll think about it. Maybe so. All right, guys. This was episode 14 of the Prolonged Engagement Show. You can follow us on Twitter. I am at Sound Overlord.
And
Sarah's
I'm at the Dark Raven 13.
And you can follow the show at TPE_show. And you can go to theprolongedengagement.com for all audio and video. Go to youtube.com/theprolongedengagement show. Go subscribe, watch all the videos, like, comment, all that good stuff. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
We're two lovebirds talking about a bunch of random shit. And this past week we did a new thing called a special episode.
Where we just talked about one thing the entire time.
Yeah, well, we talked about Star Wars for like an hour and 20 minutes. It was freaking fantastic. I loved it. But that's going to be a type of thing to where we're if we watch a movie and we just want to talk about that, or we finish a video game, we just want to talk about that, and we don't want to take up a regular show, we're going to do a special episode of that. I doubt that any of those other ones will be as long as an hour and 20 minutes. But we were talking about six movies and all of everything that went into those 6 movies. So,
I think the next one we'll do. No, we already talked about Age of Ultron, didn't we?
Yeah. But I was thinking if we wanted to do, and these would be in the realms of spoiler cast too.
Oh, true.
So, if we
did a Marvel Universe one.
Maybe. But I was thinking we could do video games as well.
True.
So, if we wanted to talk about, instead of talking about the Order 1886, we could put an 1886, spoiler cast and just talk about that and say, if you haven't played the game and you want to, don't watch this. Instead of putting it in the show, I just don't. Because I want people to watch the show differently. Because we did end up spoiling Order 1886, but that's because it was an awful game and no one should play it.
Yeah.
But
watch it on YouTube. It's so much more better.
Yeah. But you can watch.
Sorry, that sounds so rude.
You can watch the special episode. If you want to watch it right now, go ahead and click on the TV.
Is that what we're gonna do now?
Yeah.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
So click right here on the TV.
I like that a lot.
And you can do that. Next week, your parents are going to be up here.
My parents,
and
my little sister Marion,
and then your aunt and your cousin are going to come down because they're in Pennsylvania. So we're
going to drive up there on Sunday and grab them.
So at any rate, we're gonna do
a couple of different ones.
If not one let's play, many let's plays.
Because my cousin
with Benny. And the next prolonged engagement show we have, we're going to have it. He's going to be in the show. We're gonna have.
Are you sure he's gonna say yes to that? He's too shy.
He will. He'll be on the show. So at any rate, yeah. So if you want to watch the special episode 1, our Star Wars episode, click on the TV and all that good stuff. And
we could actually have them click on the TV to get to the normal YouTube. So I'm gonna go hide over here.
No, you can get to the normal YouTube by clicking over here. See, right here is a logo, and you can click that to go to the YouTube.
Am I actually doing this pretty well?
It's somewhere over there. But you can click that to go to the actual YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah. ProlongedEngagement.com, theprolongedengagement.com, YouTube.com/theprolongedengagement show.
TV, FYI.
And I'm gonna use that a lot more often, I think.
I think that's really cool.
So okay. We also did a Let's Play of FIFA 15.
I
won! Sarah won.
I won!
Because it was a tie, but then we ended up doing penalty shootouts, and she ended up winning the penalty shootouts.
By 1, it was fantastic.
So, yeah, it was pretty good. Go watch it. It was lots of fun to do that, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye!